somewhat after 4 a.m. on the 21st of February 2026. I'm saying now that she would not have put that video but on what I used to call her website if she were not in the. So my conclusion on her is, at this point, she got to Japan by joining this. Okay, that's how she got out of South America. And one of the reasons she was accepted by this is she's genius level of intelligence. She probably has papers to prove it. So they accepted her readily. And her front, she was working for the, apparently in Japan. That was the front to get her in there. And she probably has American citizenship from don't ask me how that would work, and I don't even want to think about how, but you can't get a green card from your employer, and if she worked for the well, if the Japanese were not going to give her citizenship, and they're very, very stingy in such things, and very suspicious, she might have been given American citizenship first, while she's working for that, she gets American citizenship at that time, and then she gets a job, this gets her a job with this, which is a premier organization in the world, and it's because this wants a contact there to watch them. That's all. And so she gets to Japan by joining this, and the reason I say that is because I can see it's almost impossible to become Japanese by any other way than you have some gigantic influence of some kind on your behalf. You're either related to somebody there or whatever. And I think that she may actually be an American by birth, which means her mother was a Sephardic Jew. That means a Hispanic Jew, a deaf Hispanic Jew. And her father was a Japanese deaf man. Then her mother died, possibly in a horrific accident when she was a child. And, well, she grows up in South America. And her father marries a Filipino woman who's deaf. And she loves her father dearly, the way I loved my mother, but she doesn't care for that mother at all.
My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. My girlfriend is a centerfold.
She put that
my girlfriend
video on her website to tell me that she was now trying to escape.
My memory has just been sold.
Have this relationship with me. And in the process, she was losing her job for loving me. So, is my true love, and she is my soulmate. You know, no matter how I turn this thing, I come back to the same conclusion. She lost her job for me, and she's clearly, I guess she's in my phone through the. So that's why when I make recordings like this, she puts them in the pictures folder, because she's telling me that yes, she's in this, and that's how she's in my phone. She did not buy that software because she's wealthy. I spent $800,000 on it. She's in this, and she'd like to escape from it, but it looks like it's impossible. But at the same time, I don't know what's going on here. I just don't. She may have that software. Like, after I left my job at the place I worked to get the retirement I'm in, I still had all the passwords for things like LinkedIn, right? Now, these were my accounts with LinkedIn. They were not accounts that my employer had that he gave to me, okay? But they were associated with my job, right? I did not use accounts like that. I had an account with LinkedIn. Why? So that I could go into LinkedIn accounts when I'm doing research on people. A lot of time I did due diligence research. Lots of times. They'd say, research this person. He's the CFO, Chief Financial Officer of this corporation. Do due diligence on this person. So, one of the first things you do is you have a LinkedIn account. You sign into your LinkedIn account and go in on LinkedIn and read about the person. So I had that account. Now, I'm trying to say how she might have access to get into my phone, and it's not breaking any laws. She's got access through her job at the. She liked to escape from the. She's also telling me, here's a couple that wanted to escape, and it looks like they're not going to do it. So is she just telling me she's going to stay in the... Is that what she's telling me? Maybe she is. Maybe she's saying she doesn't want to escape. She's not telling me to join, but she's being prevented from getting together with me by the... Why? The same reason as he said no to that couple. The couple said, we'd like to settle down and have a family and a normal life. I said to them, no. We don't want you to do that. Go back to this country and risk your lives. You're doing a great job. So what's holding her up is it's still trash me and honor me, but in this case, it's understandable. Okay, she's up against this here. She would have got together with me from the start. She couldn't, and she still can't somehow. So there's my update on the profile. I can't go any further than that. I'm saying that she's in my phone by being in this. Now, more than that, I can't say. I could extrapolate possible meanings of all that, but it's enough. What I've said here is enough. She's in this.
How old are you? I never tell my age.
Now, obviously, she wouldn't want me to put this online, right? Okay, so
a long time ago.
let me see what happens if I put this video here into that app where I'm getting color-coded responses. And if I get a color-coded response like a red, where I've pleased her with my interpretation, but she would clearly not want something like this to go online, right? She wouldn't. Would she continue that, what she did the other night, where she said, look, what you're saying here about proof that it's me in here, where you're getting a red on a phone that is not connected to the internet. This can't happen because the functions on that app don't even work without, like, the chip in there, what I'm calling the SIM card. You can't even get simple things like put music on the damn thing. The app doesn't work that way. So the app is going to give you a complex AI decision on what you've done that makes some sense, and you're not connected to the internet at all, that's proof that somebody's in there. And the other night I get proof saying that here on the phone, which is not connected to the internet, you get a red. Yeah, I'm in your phone and I like this video, but do not put it online. Because the phone that has the SIM card gives that same video a gray, meaning you don't want to put this online. And I didn't. Now let me see what happens with this one. Not if I run it through two phones, if I just run it through this one. Which phone is this? I'm not even sure. Does this have a SIM card? No. Yeah, this does have the SIM card. As an experiment, let me run this through that app and see what happens. I just realized that time is now revealing to me that my relationship with the person in this profile is beginning to look very much like the relationship between me and my wife. At the time I met my wife was facing the disastrous outcome of her years as a university student here in the United States, that she would have to return to her country of origin in Asia that she absolutely hated because of the awful way the people of that country had treated her as a deaf person. She did not want to go back. So it looked like as soon as she graduated from Gallaudet University, she was going to have to go back. And since she would no longer be able to get a student visa to stay in the United States, her chance for staying out of that country she hated so much, that chance was now disappearing. Well, at the very last minute, I showed up at Gallaudet University and we began our relationship, which has lasted to this day. Now, some people might say that she got together with me simply to escape being sent back to her country of origin. Well, the time has shown that that's not true. We married, she got U.S. citizenship, and we stayed together, happily supporting each other. That is not why our relationship began. It might have seemed like that, but that wasn't the reason. Now, it has seemed as if I want to be in a relationship with the person discussed in this profile simply to leave the United States, a country that has treated me awfully.
One morning when bright soul.
So some people might think, oh, he just likes the person in that profile so he can get out of the United States. Well, I'm now learning across time that the person discussed in this profile, she's in a bind as well. If what I'm saying is true in this profile update, it looks now like I'm going to be saving her by getting together with her as much as she's saving me. If, let's say, when we get together, I'm able to leave this country which has treated me so terribly across my lifetime. I'm saying that she's in a bind very much like mine. I'm saying in this update that she needs me to help her get out of the bind she's in, which I discuss in this. So time has revealed this to me. I've been holding on to the idea that she and I
they call to me, Bob said,
might be in a relationship now for over 3 years and I haven't even met her.
Morning now the sun.
In addition, I've been severely punished in the past when I was in a similar situation. I was trying to develop a relationship with a person in the broadcasting business to attain safety for myself.
We'll write these words in a book till we are silent, it's world we have
from the awful abuses I've been subjected to.
One morning when my soul it first
the result of my trying to make a friend in broadcasting that way, it resulted in me being imprisoned. I'm going to say tortured and so badly stigmatized that until now, I've been living a life of virtual solitary confinement.
Words I found in a book. These words came to write the song. These words that the world forsook.
Those are my thoughts.
5 centuries ago.
Today is the 22nd of February, 2026, and right now it's about 12:17 in the afternoon. I was just looking over a video I made, and I was seated like this, okay, and with my legs apart like this, and I was saying to myself, you know, when I'm seated like this, I'm going to be showing some kind of bump down there where my privates are, right? And I gotta say, I want to say this. I didn't even know that women ever look down at that part of a man's body to see if there was a bump there, okay? Now, I was saying to myself, maybe I never thought that way because I don't have much of a bump, okay? So it never occurred to me that I'd be showing a bump because I don't have one. But here's the corollary to that, okay? I also never looked at another man's groin to see if he had one. It never occurred to me to even look there, and I never did because I never noticed that a man had a bump like that ever. I was never looking at a man's groin. So I'm a queer of some kind, right? Because I was raped. I was male raped, and that makes me a queer, right? I got no interest in that. I've said 1,000 times again and again, okay? And my life has proved it over and over and over, okay? You can surround me with queers. You can proposition me. I worked with a queer. He was trying to tell me every day for 2 years to convert to queer, if you will, okay? And I wasn't interested. I was young then. Any time you're going to convince me to do something like that was then. I had no interest then. I don't have any interest now. And I've made a lot of videos showing how I've had experience after experience after experience after experience after experience with queers coming around me showing great interest for some reason, okay? The reason is I was raped while asleep. I didn't even know what was happening, and how did that happen? This man I'm calling America's Man of the Year. He used ether, which was then used as an anesthetic to put people to sleep during surgical procedures, okay? It was still used. And he was an expert at it, and he was a radiologist, so he was often in that part of a person's anatomy, their anus, okay? Doing things like barium enemas, whatever they are. Okay? So he was expert at this. And I'm saying that the way my life worked out this way, with women thinking I'm a queer and with queers swirling around me throughout my life, one experience after another. I mean, I've tried, I could write a 1,000-page book of these experiences, right? They're always happening to me, right? And I got no interest, never did. No fantasies. I never read anything. I have no interest in doing that. And as I say, here's another proof, okay? I was 40 years old when I met my wife, and I'd been married to her a while. When she's telling me that a famous singer, I'm not going to say his name, he has quite a bump down there, says, man, when she was an adolescent, she was looking there, she said, wow, look at the size. And I said, a bump? What are you talking about? She said, well, men have they show how much they're packing down there by the size of that bump. I was in my 40s. I might have been 50 years old by the time I learned that women ever look down there at all. It never occurred to me that they would, as I said. And that also means what? As I said, I never looked at another man's groin ever. Ever. It never occurred to me to do that. So if I was a queer, wouldn't I be doing that? Well, that's a rhetorical question. You answer that, okay? So, I just wanted to make this point here. In my own defense, in this wrecked life I've had to live, because I was severely abused as a child. Okay, and it wasn't understood by the people in that ridiculous quasi-science that went on punishing me across my lifetime, because these idiots never understood any of that, nor would they ever listen to a word I said, ever. Okay, so am I angry? Yeah. And this is one of the reasons I want to leave the United States, okay? I don't want to talk to these folks now. I figured all this out on my own. But if they had been genuinely the experts that they put themselves forward to me, punishing me all the while, sometimes severely,